Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber and it's been a while. It has been a absolute boring mess of a time. Currently there just hasn't been anything that interesting here on the JP side, and there isn't really much in the way of defending it. It's just kind of boring. The only thing that's really been happening is the FF12 event is rerunning and the Haiyu event is running, and the Haiyu event hasn't even gotten its its farming stages yet. So if you're much like me, you're probably wondering what there is to do. Well, it turns out Alum, in their graciousness, has come up with something that is very lukewarm. We are going to see a repeat of a whole bunch of banners, and to be fair, these banners are a pretty good deal. They'll basically run from the 17th for... That has to be a misprint. Let me just double check that. Can't be running for 1 hour, can it? No, it's just a misprint on Reddit, it's fine. Anyway, it's running from the 17th at 5 p.m. till the 31st, till basically the end of, January. And so for anybody who's really wondering if you should spend anything on this yet, the easy answer, the quick answer is no. You should wait and at least see what the raid is going to be. Now, for anybody who's wondering when we can possibly expect the raid news, I'm expecting that we will see the raid news potentially on Saturday the 19th here in Japan. Why? Because while the 18th could have been a possibility, I think it's going to very much not be, because we never see Sunday maintenance. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, it's not happening on the 20th. The 21st looks like a good candidate day for the new raid to pop up. So Saturday would probably be, the 2 days earlier with the news. That sounds about right. So this runs till the end of the month, and there is no need to hurry on it. There is no need to spend on it unless you are absolutely just, enthralled with spending on this banner, any of these banners. I think it's pretty easily a skip, at least for now. Not to mention, by the end of the month, we'll probably hear we'll get another live stream event. We'll be able to cover that. That'll give some news to talk about, and we'll find out who the next CG character is for February. But yeah, I would not spend yet. But who are these banners? Why are these banners so special? Well, these are the return of the 5k Lapis banners that give 2 rainbows for 8 pulls. That's right, so basically you get a split 8 regular pulls, plus 1, so I guess it's 9. It doesn't really matter, because the big thing here is that in those pulls you're guaranteed 2 rainbows. And they are guaranteed to be 2 of the feature rainbows this time. So basically, what you see on the banner is what you can potentially get. 2 featured units as guaranteed rainbows each time. So there you go. You can potentially get even more rainbows, although, luck-wise, I mean, it's just generally a pretty good deal if there are some old units you're looking for. Now, that being said, of course, there is a caveat to all of these, and that the banners are split between units that require enhancements to be really, kind of on par. It wasn't an earthquake, but it definitely was a loud noise. Anyway, yeah, some of these units require enhancements, some are particularly good. So taking a look at the first one, this is basically the Breakers banner. There is Machina, there is King Edgar, Fid, CG Lid, Prompto, and Beowulf. And to give a quick rundown of these, CG Lid is still very good because her limit burst is very good, but to get the most out of her, you'll have to enhance her, which is fairly expensive. At this point, I don't know, there's been plenty of opportunities to get CG Lid. If she still escaped you, she'll probably escape you on this one too. But Machina, Prompto, King Edgar, however, and Fid are 2 of the best breakers in the game. So they are both definitely worth a bit of a look if you are hard-pressed, you don't have a 7-star breaker. This is a really good chance. Beowulf, on the other hand, as much as I like Beowulf, I'm giving him a no on this one, just because if you have the choice of all of these, Fid and Edgar are definitely better, with Fid probably taking #1 place. Next up is the tank category, and tanks, well, tanks, there's quite a good bit of stuff on here. You're looking at Gladio, who has a great super TMR that is absolutely fantastic for getting a ton of HP. You have Seghart, Bosch, who are just absolutely fantastic physical tanks right now. Not the best physical tank, I still would give that to Warrior of Light Galoof. But both Seghart and Bosch will give you really good value for your shielding cover-based needs. So yeah, both of them are really good. You also have Awakened Rain, who is a pretty good magic tank. You'll notice that CG Charlotte is not on here because she's just too damn good for this banner. Wilhelm is still really good. People will still use Wilhelm. He's fine. Nothing else to say about that. And Gabranth, who is basically like Gladio, TMR, and Super TMR fodder. So yeah, there is some good stuff on this banner to be sure. If you need a physical tank, there you go. Magical tank, you got at least 2 chances. And yes, I know Seghart has magic cover, but it's not, as reliable, so moving on. And then next up is the healer banner, which consists of Rem, Volca, who everybody on the global side knows now too well, Aerith, Santa Rosalia, CG Fina, and Ayaka. And here is where I give the tears. Rem is amazing super TMR fodder and basically nothing else on the JP side. Ayaka, same story. Her TMR is bad, her kit is now completely outdated on the JP side. It's just not good enough. I mean, it's fine, but it's just not good to compete with a lot of other stuff. So yeah, when it comes to Ayaka, other than super TMR, easy pass. Continuing on, Volca as well as CG Fina are kind of in the middle. They require enhancements / CG Fina really needing to beat the FFBE boss trial so that she can get her new abilities that make a world of difference. But CG Fina is still really good, has good enhancements, and Volca is still good and has really good enhancements too. So probably your mid-level draws from here. CG Fina Super TMR not the most exciting thing. Volca, on the other hand, really good Super TMR still, so moving on. Last is Santa Rosalia and Aerith. Now, I'm not even going to compare these two. Santa Rosalia, even with enhancements, still falls short of Aerith, and Aerith still has enhancements in the future. Aerith is just great for TMR, Super TMR, as well as Kit. She is one of the top tier healers, with only Warrior of Light Lena being able to compete. Santa Rosalia does have a good TMR and Super TMR though, and still a pretty relevant kit. So yeah, there's your tier lists, and the only bad ones would be Rem and Ayaka, but if you get a Super TMR out of it, then you're doing okay anyway. Then we have the Attackers banner, which has Red 13, Orin, Hayu, CG Jake, Jet, and Nalu. Now, Nalu is definitely... Nalu and Jet are the easy, clear losers on this banner. Nalu's TMR, Super TMR isn't even that relevant to my knowledge, as well as Jet is just completely outdated ever since Axstar came along, and that's kind of the end of it. CG Jake, on the other hand, should not necessarily be poo-pooed. First of all, his Super TMR is perfect for a certain robot girl who is the best finisher in the game. Currently, I think, although there might be some debate on that with true dual-wield Sid. But let's not go there just yet. Let's continue on. But CG Jakes also get the abilities that he gets from doing the FFBE trial do make quite a bit of difference in his kit. So CG Jake is kind of like, I don't think anybody has ever tested him with all the enhancements and new abilities, but I'm very curious how powerful he actually is now. He might be deceptively powerful. Not sure. But moving on, Orin is actually, funnily enough, not on the Breakers banner, although he is one of the best Breakers in the game. He is here, but if you do get him, he's basically one of the best. He's fantastic. I'm using him right now. He's really great. Not much else to say about that. Hayu getting enhancements recently probably makes him the highest damage dealer on this banner, but with the amount of investment you need to put into him, it's probably not necessarily worth it, and his super TMR just doesn't work well with him being true dual hand. And as for Red 13, belongs to a bad chaining family, and for now, a bad chaining family, but has basically the best TMR and super TMR for attack in the entire game, so getting a Red 13 isn't a bad thing here. Getting 4 Red 13s, hey, you hit pretty well the jackpot on this banner, providing you weren't shooting for Orin anyway, but there you go. And next up is the Mage's category, which is probably the worst of all of these. Why? Because while I absolutely love Ultima and Swoblez, they are completely outclassed now. If you're looking for the top tier mages in the JP side, well, it's basically CG Terra, and Soul. Yeah, I basically put those all together. They are the strongest mages. None of the strongest mages are on this banner. While there is potentially some good stuff here if you're looking for X-Death, because Swoblez's Super TMR armor is absolutely amazing on X-Death, and Ultima is just a really strong mage regardless. There really isn't anything to be excited about on this entire banner. Some good Super TMRs, but nothing really worth probably throwing Lapis at. So, looking at all of these banners, do I think overall that you should be spending on them? Definitely not before the end of the month. Since this runs till the 31st, you're under no time pressure whatsoever to see basically what is coming into the future, like whether it is new units, what Final Fantasy will get, what CG characters will get, and even what raid we'll get. This really is just a trap banner for right now. For people who are wondering, hey, what should I pull on this, yes or no? Basically, if you're missing a specific category here, this is the best chance you can get. I mean, 5,000 Lapis for 2 guaranteed rainbows is basically clearance pricing this stuff. If you're missing a tank, healer, attacker, not a mage, or breaker, then these are the really, really great banners. The value on them is absolutely insane. If you have like 3 of these units that are already a 7-star or a super TMR, then tread carefully, my friend. 5,000 Lapis is a fair amount to invest here, especially with kind of the lackluster amount of Lapis we're going to be getting for the next little while. You might want to spend carefully here. So, yeah. And if you're kind of like me and you have most of these categories covered already, this is an incredibly easy skip. Shouldn't even be considered, shouldn't even really be talked about, but there it is. There it is. So yes, that is basically my opinions about, ooh, what do we have in here? Ooh, Lapis. Not enough and not using it. But yeah, unless you're missing a specific type of character here, easy pass, move on, and don't look back. But that is all for my quick rundown of these banners. You know, hopefully 3 more days or whatever, we'll find out about the next raid, and hopefully it'll be exciting, because so far, January has been a little lackluster. Except for Terra fans. There you go. See you next time.